DeLong will join us. Okay. Happy Wednesday. I had a meeting earlier this week with Mary Jo and with Kirsten to talk about some of the things that we're trying to do to make things more efficient in Roxen. You know, we're doing all these stuff with our templates and our grids, but as I'm sure any of you would be able to describe in detail, there's only so much we can do on our side to make things more efficient and to work better. We need the newsrooms uh, to certainly pull a share of it as well in order for us um, to be able to do things easier, to make our lives easier. So we kicked around a lot of ideas for things that we can have the newsrooms work on that are going to make things easier. One big one that I asked for the newsrooms to start focusing on sooner rather than later is doing a better job with that whole print options section in Brightspot. For example, you know, if there's 5 photos, but they don't want any of the photos to run, they can delete them out of the print options themselves instead of, you know, noting that on the budget or, you know, sending me a message the next day asking why the photos ran. Things like that. I know I've heard from several of you recently about the fact that the headlines that we're getting are much too long. Things like that. So I'm working on putting together a list of the items, especially those items in that Brightspot print options that we need newsrooms to do a better job with. So what I need from all of you is for you to send me an email. I don't need like a fancy list or anything, but just with bullet points of anything that you can think of, things that you see that are not as they should be, or that newsrooms could be doing a better job of to make things easier for us. If there are any specific newsrooms, or I guess even down to reporters, if you see specific issues from reporters that are not doing a good job or that are doing a good job at specific things, please let me know those as well. For example, please don't everyone email me this because I'm sure all of you could. Dickinson has never met a 45-word headline that they didn't like. We know that that's an issue. And we're working on that. If there's anything else that you guys can think of that's like something in that same kind of a vein where it's like, I don't know what's going on at this paper, but they can't get their bylines right or whatever it is, please let me know. I'm trying to make sure that the newsrooms are doing what we need them to do so that it makes it easier for us to do what we need to do, because we're already asking an awful lot of all of you, and I don't, it's not on all of you, it's on everyone. So yes, please, everybody just send me a note. Like I said, I don't need anything flowery. Bullet points is good. Next Wednesday, we are going to switch to the new version of InDesign. So that only puts us 7-8 months behind. So good work, team. So we can enjoy it for a couple of months before they roll out the next one. We will have, for any of you who remember last time we updated InDesign, that we'll just have a spreadsheet where everybody's going to have to sign up for like a 10-minute block with IT, because IT is going to have to go into your computer to get things updated, because they will have to install a new Roxen plugin for the updated InDesign, and none of us have the permissions to install that. So everybody's just going to have to sign up for a few minutes for IT to remote it to your computer and take care of that. So we'll get that document emailed out once we have it, but just be expecting that and know that that will be Wednesday of next week. Speaking of things that are happening Wednesday of next week, some of you know this already. I believe I have been remiss in not sending out an all-team email, but Wednesday of next week will be Mary Beamish's last day with us. She is just riding off into the sunset of retirement and just gonna, you know, enjoy, I don't know, free time, meeting your family, whatever it is people do when they're not in journalism anymore. Just like, seeing the news happen and not having to think, oh crap, I should log in. So they are going to have a gathering for Mary in Duluth. Unfortunately, I don't know that any of us are close enough to Duluth to be able to attend, but please make sure that in the next week you send Mary your best wishes. And on behalf of all of us and behalf of the entire company, all of our readers, thank you, Mary, for everything that you have done over the past 28 years with the company, right?
$25.
25. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to say. It was 28, but yes, certainly, you have done a lot for the company, for the readers in that time. And all of us on this team have benefited from the wisdom of your experience and just from getting to have you as a coworker and a team member. You're fabulous. And we wish you just a long, happy and healthy retirement. And we're not even a little bit jealous.
Well, thanks very much. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. I really appreciate all the good teamwork and cooperativeness and
Oh, I think she froze. Did Mary freeze or did I freeze? Nope, it's Mary. Okay, well, oh, there she's back. Okay. All right. And then I just had one other, well, actually two other notes. One is that Brightspot did update earlier this week. You've probably already seen some of the changes. One that you've noted that I have already heard is a fan favorite is that the dates are in a calendar now instead of just being, here's a giant list of dates. Why don't you find one you're looking for? So that's nice, but there's been some other updates. If you have any questions, issues, whatever, please let a hub manager know. And then the other thing is just that this has come up a few times recently that, somebody has had to be out or they were sick or something and they emailed one hub manager, but then it turned out another one was working. So if you are going to be out sick or otherwise are unexpectedly going to need to take PTO, excuse me, please just email the hub manager's email address instead of reaching out to just one of us. That way we just make sure that, you didn't tell Joe, but Joe fell asleep and he's not looking at his phone because he's technically not on until 1 o'clock. And then, then we're like, well, why didn't Becca show up to work today? What the heck? But Becca did in fact let Joe know that she was sick. And so the problem is Joe and not Becca. So just email the hub manager so that we don't have any confusion, because especially if you're out sick, we don't want to be hassling you to be like, why aren't you at work? And just adding to your stress. So that's all I have for today. Do any of you have anything? All right, we'll go ahead and call it then. All of you, please email me that list of the bright spot issues, general ones, and anything that are pub specific. Thank you all. Oh, yeah, Stephanie, go ahead.
Is Mary's position going to be replaced?
It is not.
Well, you are irreplaceable, Mary.
Yes.
But this is terrible news.
All right, thank you all.